Hi all. Okay, so I'm going to put new strings on this thing. I'll take the strap off here. These are strap locks. These are strap locks. You buy these separate. It's about $20 for the set. One goes on here, and then that one you just screw on. Take the one off that comes with it, and then screw this one on. It's just a little Phillips screw. Try not to over tighten it. If you strip the wood in there, just put a toothpick, just put a wooden toothpick inside the hole, maybe a little bit of wood glue, and screw the strap lock part in there. That does a great job. And then same thing here on the other end. Okay. I like these big thick straps. It's easy on your shoulder. And this one was a little too long, so I got it wrapped up around here to shorten it up. I guess I could have just put this up here, right? Didn't think of it back then. Okay, so this is a Steinberger, and it's got balls on both ends, so it's different than most guitars. I'll lock this in place so it doesn't flop around, and then I'll just loosen this up here. Okay, so this is the loosened string here that just lifts out of the slot. I got a set of these at Tractor Supply. I think in some areas of the country they call it the farm store. So you get a pack of 2 for like $5. So that comes out of here. And then on this end, there's usually a piece of rubber that wraps around here. It's like a black rubber band, but mine corroded years ago, so this just slides out of here. Okay. So I usually tell people, save your old strings in case you have one break. You know, these are getting pretty old, but I think I'll save them anyways, just in case. Sometimes when you put the new strings on, they break right away. It's just like a fan belt in your car. It could last forever, and a new one could break the same day. So this one's the one that broke, is way down in there. That one's gonna give me a hard time. It's always a good idea to wear glasses or safety glasses when you're putting strings on, in case one breaks, snaps, and hits you in the face. It's rare, but it happens. So that one is giving me a hard time. So the one that broke is giving me a hard time. I think it's the way it's sitting in the hole, the way the adjustment's made here. It's not letting it come out. Figures, don't it? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to move that to get it out of there. Okay, so that's stuck down in there. It won't come up. So I'm going to see if I can straighten it out with a toothpick. Okay, so let's do this. There's a nut here on the back to adjust the tremolo. Maybe if I loosen that up. Okay, it fell off the bottom. What a pain. Okay, so since I got the strings off, I'm going to go ahead and wipe off the dust. You can buy special polish for your guitar finish. If you've got a fancy guitar with a special finish, you should probably do that. This stuff, though, it says it works on all finishes. So this is a gadget that hooks up to the guitar synthesizer. This is a gadget that hooks up to the guitar synthesizer. It's got this pickup here. This is a part that hooks up to the guitar synthesizer. A cord plugs into here. And then this is just your volume, different settings here. And then the wire comes over here. It just adds another pickup here. I did one video on it a while back. I should probably do more. Just never got around to it. Basically the same as what you can do with the keyboard, but you get a little bit different sounds because they're coming off a guitar string. Some compressed air would probably work down. Some compressed air would probably work good, clean out the dust here. When I first got into guitars, I don't think that stuff had been invented yet. Or at least you probably couldn't buy it in the local stores. Now you go over to Walmart and buy a can of it. There's a lot of crud down inside here. That air would get some of it. I think that's good. The important part would be cleaning the fretboard. That rubber strap that broke off here, I think I looked them up once on eBay. They're like 25 bucks for a rubber band. I don't think it's necessary. Okay, that's good enough for that. And then he started spraying lemon pledge on it. That dust. That's like years of dust. If your buddy comes over and plays a guitar, make sure the back hit. If your buddy comes over and plays a guitar, make sure his belt buckle doesn't scratch up the back. That's real common. Belt buckle or coat zipper. There's a battery in there. I did a video on that. It's just a little 9-volt that runs the active electronics inside here. Usually if these knobs go bad, you can repair these yourself. last I knew, it didn't cost that much to do it at a store, like $25 fix, you know. Depending on the type of knobs that you go with. Uh, 3-in-1 oil would be okay. Of course, there's special oils that you can buy for your guitar. I'm just going to use this. That's what I have. I'm just trying to get some of the crud off here. That looks like pizza sauce. These are adjustable up and down. Usually like to get them as close to the strings as possible without the string hitting it and rattling. Toothbrush works great to clean up the spots, get some of the dust. I think that's good enough. If I clean it too much, I'll end up breaking something. Just one drop. Okay, so there's different types of strings. Here's the Steinberger strings. double ball system. See, it's got a ball here, and a ball at the top. Got a ball here and a ball at the top. So there's different sizes. See how these are 10s? 10s. They show all the sizes here. Mainly going by the thin string. 8s, 9s, 10s, 11s. Okay, and then each string size is different too. Just depends on how particular you want to be. So mostly 9s. 9s are common. A set of 9s. You know, you can just go in the store, look for the size 9 as your first string, and then you know these are what they're going to be. You know. See, like these are 12s. That would be for the acoustic, the box guitar. 12s would be really thick, really hard to play. See, like here, the thick string is a 46. Here the thick string is a 53. So all sets are just a little different. And you know, if you want, you could pick and choose each size, but here they just say lights, and they start out with a 12. A 12 is light, so I guess that's light for a box guitar, you know. Yeah, it says light gauge here, so those are really hard to play. Your fingers got to be toughened up. So on a regular electric guitar, though, I usually go with 9s. This is a 12 too. Okay, so these are really old. These are the original sets I bought back in the 90s. I'm sure they're still good, but they don't look tarnished or nothing. But I can't see putting 25-year-old strings on a guitar. So I bought this set off Amazon just a few months ago. I'm just getting to the video now. You see here at the top it says 4 Steinberger. You can see here it says 4 Steinberger Transstream systems. 10, 46. 10 is the thin string, 46 is the thick. So everybody likes a different size string. You know, with the guitar synthesizers, they say use a thicker string because it picks up the keyboard sounds better. But I like thinner strings myself. You know, they're just easier to play. You don't tear up your fingers. For me, when I play a real heavy string, my elbow goes bad. It's like tennis. It's like tennis elbow. So that's why I go with the thinner strings. Oh, here's the color code on the back. So gray is the thin string, purple is the B string, green is the third string. That looks like a black for fourth, red for A, and I can't tell, purple or something for E for the thick string. You can usually tell the thicker strings. The two thin strings are kind of hard to tell sometimes. Okay, see the balls are a different color. You can see there. See, there's a red one. There's silver and a purple, and a black. Okay. So I don't think it really matters which one you start with on these, because they all end up here. When you're doing a regular guitar, you don't want to fight against the other strings while you're putting them on. So, let's see here. That looks like the E. That's A. That would be the thick one. Purple would be B. Okay. So let's start with the thick string. I'm going to tighten this back up here. I had loosened it to get that part out. Just about halfway. As far as I know, these are both the same on both ends. So, as far as I know, these are both the same on both ends. This end does look a little thinner. So I think I'll put this end down the bottom. Just slide that in here. Hold it down against here. Bring it up here. Bring it up here. Slide that in. Okay, so to put these on, just put that in here. Put this one in here. And then tighten this up. And then tighten this up. Just tighten it up a little, just to hold it in place. And then A string is red. So here's the red one. Yeah, these look the same on both ends. Okay, so just set that down inside there. Bring it down here. Put that in there. And that's all there is to it. Make sure the top end don't pop out while you're doing this. Make sure it's in that little slot. See, there's that little slot the string rides on. I lock the tremolo in place in the medium slot so it doesn't bounce around while I'm doing this. Okay, so D string, it looks like it's black. Where's black? Okay, there's a black. And these 3 strings are wound. That means there's like metal going around like this. So it's kind of easy to tell the thick strings. Make sure you get that ball down in there to lay flat. You don't want it to be lopsided. Okay, so with the 3 thin strings, they're all just plain metal. You know, they're just all plain metal. And they're all kind of the same size. That one's a little thicker, so that one's probably the G string. So let's see here. G string is green. See here, G string is green. So I was correct there. There's green. They both look the same down here. You would think they'd make this end a little thicker. Like make this ball green to go down here, and the top end just plain silver. Because it would be nice to have a little thicker along here. But it probably has to do with like the acoustics, the sound of the string. You probably can't do that. That one, the threads didn't start right. See, when you loosen that up too much, there's a bolt on the back. See, here's what I mean about not wanting to get that in lopsided. See how the space, the open end is going side to side. See, you want that open end facing up. See, and that's dropping down too far too. It's dropping down too far. I don't want it to go down that far. Okay, so B string is purple. So here's a purple. Kind of looks blue on camera, huh? But it's purple. Unless I'm colorblind. I try not to crease these strings while you're putting them on, because if you crease them, they'll break. They'll break early. So just be careful. Go slow. See how that one's laying in there crooked? I want the open end to go up. Keeps wanting to fall. That one's down a little too far. Dropping down too far. Okay, and then the thin string is just plain silver. Okay, and then the thin string is just plain silver. It's not colored at all. It's just a normal color. Okay, then we'll put the thin string in up here. Set it in the slot down here. Okay, so when you tune them, do this. That thin string sits right up on top. See if I can show it to you here. See that all of these, they're like a little different. They got like little slots here where the string sits down in. This one sits right on top. There's no slot for the string to drop down into. Okay, so when you tune it, don't just crank them up, you know. Bring it up slowly. You have less chance of breaking them. I've had plenty of guitar teachers that would never tune your students. I've had plenty of teachers, I've had plenty of guitar teachers that wouldn't tune your guitar because they didn't want to pay for a string. It's rare that they break, you know. It's usually like a jagged pick or something like that will break a string. So. Okay, so let me go get my tuner. Okay, so now we'll tune it. You know, buy some sort of electronic tuner. This is an older one. That just makes life a lot easier. It does acoustic guitars too, so we could just set it down here and tune it like this. And like I said, I'm going to bring it up slow because I don't want to break the strings. Especially with the thin string, that's one you have to be real careful with. Now, since this is electric, we can also plug the tuner in to the guitar. See here it says input. So we'll just plug a cord into here and then just plug the other end of the cord into the guitar. Make sure the volumes are up. And then you just get a cleaner. Input to tune to, you know. after you put new strings on. It usually takes a couple days for it to start staying in tune, especially with the normal guitars, the ones that wind up at the top. But the strings stretch out, and as they stretch, you just need to retune it before it starts staying in tune. This one shouldn't be so bad because there's balls on both ends, but the metal still stretches. And then I'm going to release the tremolo bar here and see if it stays in place. And that's how I'll know I have this centered here. So it's pretty close. It's real hard to tune when that's not locked in place because each string affects the other strings. You just got to piddle with it for a while. G string is usually the hardest one to tune because F sharp and G are real close. That's the note that usually gives people a hard time. Okay, so that's pretty good. Good enough for me. I used to have a guitar teacher that had perfect pitch, and he would say just tune it with the tuner and forget about it. Close enough. Okay, see ya. Bye.